Hi, welcome back to the Premier League Preview Show. This is time to put on the intellectual boxing gloves, get into the ring, because it is time for the debate. Now, today's question is a very simple one. We are asking, is Mauricio Pochettino to blame for Spurs' struggles? Is Mauricio Pochettino the person to blame for Spurs' struggles? Spurs have not enjoyed their season at all. So we are asking, is Pochettino at fault? Is he the one to blame? You can send in your thoughts on the number 0550-585-832. I'll go through those comments later. But first, ding, 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 ding. Let me bring the guys into the ring. I don't know who wants to go first. Who wants to go first?
Ben,
I think I've had my take on this matter extensively.
Okay, Edwin, so you get to go. I'll come back to Ben. Maybe he's had updated thoughts. Edwin, what do you think of this? Now, is Pochettino to blame for Spurs' struggles?
Well, yes, he most certainly is.
Okay. Why?
Well, you look at Pochettino last season, there were moments where everyone was saying he's going to Manchester United. That obviously unsettled the team. The manager came out and he was making jokes about it. He didn't clarify that, no, I'm not going anywhere. I'm committed to this team. No one is taking me away. That was at a crucial stage in Spurs' season. He didn't. He was joking about it. And eventually, it all ended badly for Spurs. They finished fourth. They lost in the Champions League final. And it went bad for them. Obviously, those kind of sentiments trickles down to the players.
I mean, let's have a look at Spurs' numbers this season. They are sick. They've won 3, lost 2, drawn 2. They've scored 14 with 9 against.
Well, if the manager doesn't want to come clear on whether he plans to stay at a team long term, obviously the players are going to pick up on that. They are going to say, why should I give 100% for a man who is he doesn't want to be here. He wants to be somewhere else.
But I mean, he doesn't control the purse at Spurs, does he? So,
look,
but he signed an extension too.
I've always said that as a manager, your job is not to angle for players or agitate for players or new signings. Your job is to make do with what you have. If what you have is not good enough, of course, you tell your owners about it. They get the players that you want in. If they don't, make do with what you have. Spurs have one of the best starting 11s in the Premier League. They have Harry Kane, who is arguably, besides Aguero, the best striker in the league. They have a World Cup winning goalkeeper in Hugo Lloris. Yeah. They have a fantastic backline of Jan Vertonghen.
The same backline that got decimated by Bayern.
This is a backline that, I'll get to that. This is a backline that got to the Champions League final last season. Okay. You can't underestimate. This is a backline that beats the Premier League champions in the Champions League. Don't underestimate this team. They have quality players who should be challenging for the league every single season. But you have a manager who doesn't feel it is his place to try and force the owners to get him new players. How do you, as a top quality manager
what if in that environment he's come to realize that there's nothing Daniel Levy will do, so he'll work with what he has?
Look, as a top quality manager in what is supposed to be a top team like Tottenham Hotspurs, you don't allow yourself to be bullied around by the owner. You don't.
The owner has the money.
How as a manager, do you allow your owner to not buy any players in the summer and then still stay at the club? You resign, because this is obviously a club that doesn't match your ambitions. But you can tell that Pochettino still has small club ambitions. He doesn't think he can challenge the owner of the team, the CEO of the team. He doesn't think he deserves the quality players that are going to Chelsea.
But he's bought players.
That are going to Arsenal.
Belly. He had Lo Celso on loan. He's got Ryan Sessegnon. He got Lucas Moura at a point.
There was a summer that Spurs didn't sign any player. That was the first Premier League first time ever a Premier League club hadn't signed a player in the summer.
Last summer, actually.
Yeah, and this summer, everyone is talking about Ryan Sessegnon. Everyone's talking about Lo Celso.
Yeah,
these are two players who are injured. They are not even playing. How do you, as a manager, let your CEO buy players who are injured, who won't make an impact for your team until, look, it's October, and neither of those players has played in the team. How do you not, as a manager, tell your CEO that I need a player who is a good striker, who is fit and can challenge Harry Kane? If not challenge him, who can play behind him and come in when we need him to? How do you, as a manager, opt for your team, your best winger, best right back in terms of Kyle Walker, to be replaced by a player like Kyle Walker-Peters or Kieran Trippier? These are clearly.
But Trippier did his bit.
He's not at the level of Kyle Walker.
Wow.
And he has never been.
Okay.
You as a manager, you do not sit back and allow your team to be decimated like Spurs have been in recent months. Against Bayern Munich, this is where I go to when I say that Pochettino has a small club mentality, small manager mentality. Against Bayern Munich, you are playing against a team that has scored 4-2 at your home. Yet you decide to pack your team with more attackers, leaving your back four exposed. And that is why they conceded 7-2. It wasn't because Spurs aren't good enough. It wasn't because Spurs are suffering recently. It's because the manager wasn't smart enough, wasn't tactically good enough to notice that against a team like Bayern Munich, this game is lost. We shouldn't be conceding 7 goals against a team like Bayern Munich. We need to keep what we have, manage the game, damage limitation, and then accept that we aren't going to beat Bayern Munich. Yet he decided to push everyone forward. Small club a manager doesn't know what to do, and allowed his team to be beaten so badly.
Wow.
You do not do that as a proper manager at a big club.
So you have made very strong points to say that Poch should carry the can for this mess.
Most definitely.
Wow. Woo-wee.
That's the word. Woo-wee. Like it.
Ben, I don't know how you're going to counter this one. Or Poch is not at fault.
There's a lot of countering to do. First and foremost, the first misconception I need to clear in Edwin's mind is that Tottenham are a top-level club or an elite club. They are not a top-level club. At best, they have flirted with the elite levels.
They've taken giant steps forward.
That's what I'm saying. At best, they have flirted with elite levels. First and foremost, Poch has been at Tottenham 6 years. Now, in the 6 years he's been here, the closest he's gotten to a title is second place. Now, this is where I'll tell you why it is not the manager's doing. Now, when you come up...
I think Poch has been there for 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years. This will be... The end of this stretch will be his 6th year. So what will happen is that he's been, been fourth, been second, been fifth at a point. He's done all sorts of things while he's been here. Now, his brilliant year, or his best year at Tottenham, is between that year he was second and then last year where they made the Champions League final. Now, I'll tell you why he can do only as much as a manager. When you end up being second in a league season, looking at what he was able to do with the sorts of resources that he had, what do you do as the owner of a team going forward? And again, I'll repeat here that there is no team in this world, not just football, it cuts across all sporting franchises, where the players on the pitch want to win, the manager wants to win, the owner doesn't want to win, and winning will happen. It never happens. Winning takes some form of uniform communication. Everybody needs to be on the same page for a team to win a title.
So are you saying, or are you...
The owner needs to be...
Are you saying that Spurs' problems are further up the managerial mountain?
Clearly, Spurs' problems are with the owner, Daniel Levy. Now, again, like I tell you that this is what I was talking about in those of you who watch Offside on our YouTube channel. They have been really under some mirage of some sorts, and everybody, excuse my language, is beginning to see through the BS of Daniel Levy. Wow. And that's the truth. First and foremost, let me take you back. I'll take you back a few years ago. What happened with grooming world-class talent to go and win laurels? You had Gareth Bale in your fold, you let him go. You had Luka Modric, you let him go. Yeah. You had Rafael van der Vaart. These are world-class players. These are players who went on to win trophies, Champions Leagues with other teams. Why couldn't they win trophies at Spurs? Because Spurs are a selling club. They didn't think that they should be winning a title. And this is what teams or players have over time come to appreciate. I'll give you an example. A guy like Danny Rose, 2 seasons ago, or just last season, when the team decided not to spend money. For a player like Danny, who is not even a star player in a team, to say that on the back of the season they've had, for them not to spend money is for them to show no ambition as a club. And he wanted to leave. Danny Rose, as I speak to you now, is literally running down his contract so he can leave. Same thing is happening with Christian Eriksen and a couple of others within the team. Basically, I say this. If you want to win, you look at where you are. If I make an 8/10 score in an exam, where I know that, maybe comprehension skills and not having a math set or a calculator are the little impediments that prevented me from getting up to the elites in the class. When I come back next year, I would have purchased the math set, I would have purchased the calculator. I will make sure that I'm leaving nothing to chance with regards to making the jump to the next level. I'll give one example.
But what if Mr. Levy looks at this club and says that we have other things on our hand. We are trying to build a stadium. We cannot be spending money on players. Let's build the stadium first. Let's get people coming. Let's have a revenue line through tickets, and then we'll buy players.
When? 10 years from now?
When there's money.
10 years from now. That's exactly is the mentality of somebody who does not want to win. If you want to win, you see small windows and you take them. You don't need a wide, you don't need a clear field. It's like saying that, oh, for me to be at my best as Nathan Kwao, I need my Ferrari available. You need everything to be nice before you go. That's not how the world works. You need to make do with what you have. You need to improvise at some level. For instance, if you listen to British reporters, there are some who even tell that in that Champions League final, Daniel Levy forced the hand of Mauricio Pochettino to play Harry Kane in that game, even though he didn't want to play Harry Kane in that game.
It fits into Edwin's notion that coach is his small time.
He definitely has to take his own blame because it's a matter of integrity, it's a matter of principle.
Yeah.
But why on earth is the owner interfering in on-the-pitch affairs? That's exactly what's going on.
Top quality managers will not let their owners influence their selections on the pitch.
A team that has the owner doing his own thing, because in his mind, like I say, he sees Tottenham as a business entity and not as a winning club. And what he has done well in creating a smoke screen is all this purchasing of record signings. So one time they don't buy anybody, and then they go and buy Davinson Sanchez for record money. They don't buy anybody, and they go and buy Ndombele for record money. Who in their right minds thinks today that Tottenham will win a Premier League or a Champions League because they bought Ndombele?
Wow.
Nobody.
Okay, so
I don't think they'll win because they don't have a manager who has the right mentality to
trust me, if Tottenham let go of Mauricio Pochettino today, he walks into any big team. You know why? Because they've seen the body of work that he has put up.
Because he's been hyped up by the English media.
So you think he's hyped up? You think it's
Pochettino in Manchester City? City dropped to third in the Premier League.
That's not true.
Okay, all right. This is great.
That's not true.
This is great. Viewers, I'm sure you send in your thoughts because I love this. Spurs are a very interesting mystery to try and understand. But that was the debate. Great punches thrown by Edwin. Fantastic punches thrown by Ben. I think both of them have made very, very solid points. What do you think? Is Poch to blame for Spurs' strategy?